Welcome everyone to the last edition of 2025 for the SLS Wrestling Podcast. Can you believe it's December already? I know, I hear it a lot, Legion. By the way, hello Legion, how you going?
Hello.
Can you, I don't know if it's for me getting older and that, but yeah, it's seriously since it seems like yesterday the year was starting and now we're in December. Since the podcast today is mainly about John Cena and that, since we're doing a lot of John Cena things and that, but yeah, just coming to the Raw Netflix debut as well and seeing what he was going to say and all that stuff. So, but yeah, it really does feel like the years are just going quicker and quicker and quicker. But anyway, welcome Legion. How you going?
I am broke.
Broke? Christmas shopping?
Christmas season always does it for me.
Yeah. I'm actually tomorrow I'm going Christmas shopping. I don't know what I'm going to get yet, so if you got any ideas, you can tell me what to get. Most people tell me to go get F'd, but, that's what I mean.
Well, we get that every year, so.
But yeah, so we had the last pay-per-view Survivor Series and War Games, and we got to do a tribute to John Cena. For me, since 2002, that's basically over half my life he's been wrestling, and that's and I know we're going to get into our favorite John Cena moments here in a tick and that, but yeah,
yeah, he debuted a year before I graduated.
A year before you graduated. See, I graduated in what we call graduated in 2001, and that, so it was a couple of years after, and that we might as well get into our favorite John Cena moment. Before we start, we normally we'll see if we can get the same one and that, but I bags one here because I think it's once you read up about it and hear all the stuff, that's how incredibly you find out John Cena. But what is your favorite John Cena moment, Legion?
Mine is more, I want to say more recent in the past few. I want to say a few years, but
yeah,
it was I think it was pre-COVID.
Pre-COVID
when he did this.
Yep.
He began the U.S. Open Challenge.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Where he was able to showcase all the up-and-comers and that were never really showcased on his show.
Yeah.
People got to see so Sami Zayn.
Yep.
Who else was there? It was
Stardust. I remember he was one.
Was Stardust. I think was Finn Balor at the time.
No, I don't think. No, because
I know there was one. I know there was at least one other. I can't remember who it was, but that showcase right there that I don't remember. But then again, my memory is horrible.
Yeah, and I know there are a lot more. There might have been Neville. I'm just trying to think as well.
I think Neville was one before he went to the cruiserweight division.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it's.
But yeah, it's that right there. It was a perfect thing.
It suits the US title. I don't think I'd have it for the Intercontinental title. I'd definitely have it for the US title, and I think Ilya, your boy Ilya Dragunov is currently doing it as well, and that. So
yeah, because Sammy brought it back.
Yeah,
Ilya won it from that on his return.
Yeah,
and he's continuing the tradition, which is nice. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, it can lose its appeal after a while. You think, the US title is going to be on, every week, and that. I think, try not to look too much into it. I like it, but in the same case, it's kind of for me we're going to get talking into War Games as well. I think War Games has run its course, and that we've had it too much. Maybe we'll give it a break next year and then bring it back again next year, because to me it was like the Hell in a Cell. When there was a pay-per-view every year, instead of building up from a feud. Sorry to go off a tangent and that, but it just reminded me of this and that. So, but yeah, and
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm with you on that one. But the only time we can have a War Games match is with Regal has to announce it.
Yeah, Regal has. Yeah, I completely agree in that. So yeah, no, that's a good one. It's funny. I was watching back the Sami Zayn thing. I don't know if you've got called there or something like that. I just heard something in the background. Are you still good or?
Oh no, that was somebody in the background. Sorry.
Okay. I remember watching if you've watched the Sami Zayn when he's challenging Cena, when he's on the ring and he's doing the come on. That's where he does his shoulder and that. So it's really scared that I'm glad I've never had weak shoulders like that he did it like that. But for him to go in the match and continue on as well and showcase his talent, like I knew about his talent before then because I'd watched him in NXT. I hadn't watched him on the Independents and that, but yeah, like he's probably one of the most beloved characters, at least in the last 10 years now.
Oh,
and so.
That's another name I brought to mind. It's like Kevin Owens was introduced during that challenge.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was trying to remember one other name, and that was the other name.
Yeah. Well, that's a really good John Cena. My John Cena moment is, let me take you back to 2007. He has a match 6 days before No Mercy where he's supposed to defend the WWE title. He's currently in a year-long reign as champion as well, by the way. And people had enough of it at this time. And that he has a match on Raw 6 days before No Mercy against Mr. Kennedy. I had to do it. And that Kennedy was one of my favorites. It still is one of my favorite wrestlers, and that's so. And there's and during the match, he tears his pectoral. Now I don't know if you're up with the medical update and all that stuff with pecs and that, but you tear a pec, you're out from 9 months to a year and that. So complete shambles and complete. Everyone's they had to do. I think it was that was on the night where Randy Orton was awarded the title. Triple H then challenged him to the match, won it. Then Triple H had to defend against Umaga, or as William Regal call him, Umanga, and defeated him. Then
don't know where that came.
And then he had Randy Orton's contract for the rematch in a last man standing match, and that. So, John Cena probably going to miss WrestleMania, going to miss everything. At the Royal Rumble, which was in October, he did his injury. So 4 months later, he returns at the Royal Rumble 2008. Now, this is what I loved about it. When he came out, everyone just cheered like that. Then realised halfway through cheering, going, hang on, we don't like this guy, and then started booing him. And that's just John Cena in a nutshell. The emotions he can get out of you and that. Like, people forgot for a second, there's, oh my God, he's back. But for him to come back from a torn pectoral in 4 months, basically, it's superhuman and that. Like, there was stories that he was going, I'm pretty sure you read up as well, that he was going to rehab, twice a day in those 4 months?
Yeah, it was twice a day.
Yeah. You can put the work in, but, whether your pec is going to hold up or not that's another thing in that. For him, that is my favourite moment of him in that. Like, there's a couple other moments that come to mind, like, do you remember that return against Roman in, I think it was 2021? And that after Money in the Bank?
Oh, yeah.
You talk about thunderous pops. That is up there. Like, I watched it back the other day, I go, was it really that loud? I went, oh my God, it was deafening,
But the question you need to ask, was it as loud and as, I want to use the word spontaneous, as his Royal Rumble return?
Oh, they're close.
Because there was no hints.
Yeah.
With social media in a freaking taken up by that time, there was no hints of any kind of him coming out.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
None.
Yeah. I kind of think for me, I'd take the Royal Rumble just because, even though having listened back to Pat McAfee and Michael Cole lose their shit as well is quite funny. And that, but yeah, that's my favourite John Cena moment. Let's go over quickly the Royal Rumble. Let's go over Survivor Series review quickly before we get into the news as well. Once again, congratulations on winning in that. But yeah, this I know I try not to be too down, especially on wrestling, but this would have to be probably the worst pay-per-view that WWE did this year. I'm sure you'll agree with me, and everyone else will agree with me as well.
Yeah.
And that, like, it's been a very down year for pay-per-views, and that, so hopefully in 2026, just from WWE's side as well, like, later on we're going to talk about our show of the year and that, and when I was looking at the shows, like, from the main, companies and that, like, I struggled to come up with one with WWE. I said, maybe Elimination Chamber because of what happened at the end, but it's been a very down year and that. But yeah, let's go over the matches. I probably should have got it. We had, I will say the opening contest between the Team Good Girls, as I call them, which is Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, call it Io Sky, AJ Lee, Alexa Bliss, and Charlotte Flair taking on Team Bad Guys, Becky Lynch, Nia Jax, Lash Legend, and the Kabuki Warriors. And I will say,
did you almost call her Lick Legend?
Yeah, Lick Legend. That's her name now. And I didn't even realize she was a basketball star as well. So, but can I say one thing? What we found out, what Michael Cole was saying, and that the tribute that Charlotte did to that kid, I forget the name, and that was very, very well done by Charlotte Flair. I've been majorly down on Charlotte Flair, but that just shows, like that people really do good in that. So, like this match here was, it seems like they didn't want to take any risk with the match. Yeah, we had Io with her trash can off the top rope, top of the cage.
We have to have it every year with her in it. We have to.
Do you think it's losing its appeal? Like, people go, here we go. Yeah.
My thing is, it's starting to, because now they're turning it into a gimmick.
Yeah, a gimmick in that. So, did she in the other years? She didn't do a forward flip though. With this one, she did.
No, she just jumped.
Yeah,
every year.
I will say when I watched it, I went, oh my! I saw the forward flip. I went, holy crap! Like,
the best part is Becky's face after that.
Yeah, I mean, what would you say about Becky? I know she gets thrown around the Hogan name as well, but she really is good in that. So that was probably. I was going to say it was not probably match of the night. No, we'll get on to what I think was match of the night. The Dominic Mysterio, John Cena thing as well. Can I say one thing? When Dom did look like he did his shoulder, I seriously thought he did it as well. I don't know about you, what your thoughts were on that.
That was a scary thing.
Yeah, and yeah. Go on.
I think I think it really was botched, because I think Cena did mess up on that.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was meant to be something else, like a powerbomb counter or something.
Yeah.
But it turned into what it was, which was I don't know what that was.
Yeah.
But Dominic held tall, which is amazing.
Yeah. And I will say he sold us to the max, and people will say, John Cena should have had at least one, title defense before dropping it and all that stuff. But can I say one thing? He made Roxanne Perez look like $1 million. Raquel Rodriguez look like $1 million. The returning Liv Morgan look like $1 million, and Dominic Mysterio made him look like $1 million as well. So easily,
he made the entire Judgment. He made the entire Judgment Day look amazing.
Easily match of the night for me. Stephanie Valkyria versus Nikki Bella. Thank God it went the way it did, because Nikki had won. I don't know what I would have. It would have been just the, obviously she's come back to hope put Stephanie over in that, and I think she did this in this thing. And thank God I reckon, I know, as you saw on Raw this week, Raquel Rodriguez stepped up for another match with Stephanie, which I will say their Raw match was really good as well. But
what's going on with Nikki Bella at the moment? Because Raquel attacked her.
Yeah, I think they might turn it into a triple threat, personally, and that.
Yeah, it's a weird moment.
Yeah, but I will say yes to Raquel, because she's running with this big mummy cool, character, and that, and it suits her, and that, it's the one thing I feel like she struggled when she was a face, like she was just the thing, but as a heel, Raquel nails it, and that. So
I was it. When Raquel was a face, she was like.
Bland.
Very bland.
Yep.
Very, very bland.
And then we had the main event, the men's and the men's war game match as well. Can I say one thing? I like what Jey Uso does, the run it back, but not in a war games match like that.
I argue back, because you probably see me on Twitter when the IWC starts talking their things, I start lashing back.
Yeah.
But this one, I'm actually in agreement on this one's that made no sense to why they did that. I guess just to extend the time. I don't know, but it didn't fit.
It did not fit. Maybe it was because they didn't want to do a countdown to Lesnar and the shock of Lesnar, even though we all knew Lesnar was coming out last in that. Maybe that and that, but it didn't work for me as well. And the mystery man at the end as well. So, who do you think? Who do you want it to be? Because I don't know if you saw this week on Raw.
I did.
The mystery man was a different person. physique wise.
Yeah, because it was a different physique.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Do you think they'll go with maybe 1 to 2? The rumor is, for those guys who don't know, it's Austin Theory and that. But the rumor Monday, it was Montez Ford. Now, I've been wanting Montez Ford to have a singles run for a long, long time. He's a great talker, but if he has Paul Heyman in his corner, I think the sky's the limit for this guy. I said the sky's the limit for him no matter what. But yeah, so it'll be interesting how they did. And Bron Breakker pinning CM Punk at the end. The two that started off ended up being the pinning thing as well. So, and because of that, now Bron's got a title match on the first Raw Netflix of 2026. So that'll be good. And that so, but this match as well, it felt a bit off. I don't know why. And that with all the guys and then actually at the end as well, then CM Punk and Roman fist bumping, thinking they're good, and looks like Cody and Roman are going to run it back at WrestleMania. How would you feel about if they run it back at WrestleMania?
Honestly, I kind of want to see it so they can end that story once and for all.
Once and for all, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because they both have 1-on-1 on each other.
Yeah, 1-on-1. Yeah, that's true as well. So, it's
usually with those type of matchups, you want to see who goes over on the third match.
Yeah, on the third match. Yeah, like with Austin, Rock, and all that stuff. So yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, that's the Raw. That's the Survivor Series War Games, and that could have been a lot better. But you know what? It's been a bit of a down year for wrestling pay-per-views and WWE, and hopefully next year they can get their mojo back because they need to and that. So let's get on to some news. I don't know if you saw it at the start as well. Nice little tribute. I will say one thing. When I saw CM Punk coming out and he had the jacket on and it had Larry's dad, I thought, I immediately thought, oh, God, like it might be. And that was confirmed the next night on Raw that, confirmed, on social media the next day and that unfortunately Larry the dog has passed away. And that's so.
And it made sense as to why Punk and why Punk and AJ weren't there.
Yeah, mm-hmm, yeah. It's they've had the dog 10 years now as a rescue and all that stuff. It's yeah. I early this year I went through a pet passing away, and it's honestly it's like losing a child, and that so you just don't know what to do, and that so hopefully I don't know if they'll adopt another pet down the track and that, but yeah, just rest in peace, Larry. No, I just laughed how Punk would take him to shows and all that stuff, and people want to see Larry before they want to see Punk and that. So yeah, hopefully they've had some really good memories out of him, and that. So yeah, that's all we can do. Just remember and try and take it a day at a time and that. So I don't know if you saw as well, but TNA had now got they're apparently really close to a new television deal as well. So with AMC, tell me AMC, what is that?
Well, as far as I know, out here in the States, I don't know if they have it out anywhere else.
Yeah,
I'm normally known as a theater franchise.
Yeah, yeah.
But apparently, it's more than just that. And well, not just the theater franchise. It's they have a network as well. The AMC network. Was it AMC network?
AMC, yeah. AMC.
Yeah, American Movie Classics.
Yeah. I mean,
and I'm guessing that's where it's going.
Yeah, I'm so glad that they got it because TNA deserves to be on TV on a deal, and that if it's a streaming server or TV, whatever.
Yeah, and apparently it's official with the TV deal.
Yeah, and this is one thing that's come out of the WWE TNA deal, which is going to be still continuing as well. And that's so I'm just glad that TNA, because they've always been, like I wouldn't say this third brand, but just the brand that doesn't really. All the other guys are doing stuff, and these guys, and there's like some really good wrestlers down there that used to be in WWE, and that I'm just trying to think of someone's. Obviously Dolph Ziggler or Nick Nemeth, and that, but they've had locally guys like Eric Young. I know he did come to NXT for a bit and that, so. Frankie Kazarian and that, like, there's a lot of good guys down there, and I'm glad that they're actually going to get a TV deal and showcase more. I think the first TV show is in the new year as well. Like I think it's on the 12th?
It says January 15th.
January 15th. Okay, so I was close on that. So And I think that'll be when we'll see Mike Santana challenge Frankie Kazarian for the TNA World title and that. So yeah, I'm really happy TNA have got a deal and are actually going to be on a streaming server and that, or just a TV deal and that. So I'm really glad in that. What else was news? Legion, if you want to tell me more.
I can't think of anything.
I can't think of anything. It hasn't really been much for news as well, so we might as well get on to...
Yeah.
Since it is John Cena's last match in a few days and that, me and Legion decided we would do something a bit different. We're going to do a debate because there's going to be the debate. Should John win? Should John lose? We're going to give you our thoughts and all that stuff. We actually chose and that. By the way, I think either way is fine with me and that, but you know, I'm going to try and tell you guys why he should win, and I'll start now. Are you ready with that timer there, Legion?
Let's see.
I got 3 minutes, by the way, as well. So, yeah. Let me know when you're good, and I'll start my thing.
All right. And go.
Rightio. I'm here to tell you guys why John Cena not only should win his last match, must win his last match. You know, wrestling, Legion will agree with me, there's a lot of traditions in wrestling, and one of the traditions that I'm sure he has heard, as well as I've heard, that in your very last match, you need to lose. You need to look at the lights as you go, get the 3 count or submit or whatever and that. So, but let me tell you something in that. I'll throw these names out for you in no particular order. Well, there's a particular order because I've got them here. So let me tell you: Ric Flair, Bret the Hitman Hart, Hulk Hogan, Dusty Rhodes, Andre the Giant, the Ultimate Warrior, the Macho Man, Randy Savage, ooh yeah! I have to do a Macho Man impersonation when you say his name. Stone Cold Steve Austin, and The Undertaker. What do all these guys have in common? They won their last match. They bucked the trend. They won their last match, you know what? And I think, is John Cena on these guys' level? I would say on most of the occasions, yeah, but for most of those guys that I just mentioned, I think John Cena is above them in that. So I think, you know, he needs to win his last match. Now, no offense to Gunther. Does Gunther need the win? Some people say yes, he does. Maybe he doesn't. But I'm here to tell you that John Cena is a once-in-a-lifetime wrestler. And that not only wrestler, crossover star as well. Well, we've seen him in movies and TV series and everything and that. I'm here to tell you that I hope that John Cena wins his last match coming up at Saturday night's main event. And that's why I think he should win the last match. I'm done. How long was that, Legion? I'm curious.
Just under 3 minutes.
Just under 3 minutes. I'm really good. Let me get a phone out for you and chat. I'm just there thinking, I actually just, that was off the top of my head, all that stuff as well. I did have a list of the wrestlers who did, and that's actually, you go look at that. They all won their last match. Those list of wrestlers I said as well.
If you want a technicality, Stone Cold, yes, because he came back, was it decades later?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, and I know there's a bit of technicality with that as well, but that's his last match. He did win. I'm just saying. I know they did see. You know, the king of technicality. Let me get the 3-minute timer for you. All right, I've got it. Hang on. Are you ready, good sir?
Ready whenever.
All right. As soon as I finish saying this conversation, you go. Please tell everyone why John Cena shouldn't win. Go.
Here is why I think Cena shouldn't win, and it's a very good argument, honestly. Normally, because normally the obvious answer is, for him to pass the torch. But this isn't the case for this case. Gunther doesn't need that torch. He has his own torch. I believe Gunther is being pushed to a modern day legend killer. All right, he retired Goldberg. He's next in line to retire Cena. It's like, yeah, there's a tradition of people who are retiring to lose. Like the only person that pops in my head, sorry, my brain's like malfunctioning, is Shawn Michaels, who lost his match against Taker. I'm not counting his quote unquote return match at Saudi.
I don't think anyone would. Go on.
Anyway, and this is a perfect time to build up that kind of persona for Gunther. So my opinion, he is arrogant enough to carry that role. Cena's retirement tour, in my opinion, has been phenomenal. Sorry, AJ. What a way for him to go out is to push someone's career even further. Yeah, Cena has made a tremendous career being quote unquote Super Cena, but for him to go out and push someone's career even further, I'm all for it. Just like how they were pushing Lesnar as the Conqueror, I was one of the few against it. To beat Undertaker at WrestleMania, Gunther should squash, in my opinion, should squash Cena to solidify the new role. Sorry, getting over something. And sorry, it wasn't as long as Sugars, but that's why Cena shouldn't win.
It was. Yeah, I'm guessing you're done.
Yeah, I'm done.
That was 2 minutes. Like talking for a long time. I know we do it here and all that stuff, but reading from a script and that's why I did mine off the cuff and that. Like I had the 10 wrestlers that have won their last match and that. So you give good points there. Building out good there as basically Randy Orton, Legend Killer and all that stuff. I see it. I don't think there's a right or wrong answer here. Like I don't know if we've heard any rumors about backstage whether he's going to win or lose his last match and that. But what do you guys think as well? Do you agree with Legion? Do you agree with me? What do you think should happen to Cena in his last match? Posted in YouTube and that, so in the channel and that. So let's get on to let's just get on to Saturday Night's Main Event. Yeah, before I start with Saturday Night's Main Event, I got a big bugbear about Saturday Night's Main Event. It doesn't have an identity. And I think in 2026, yes, it's owned by, is it Peacock? They're the guys, NBC.
Yeah, Peacock, yes.
Yeah, so they're basically paying WWE to have basically at the minute 4 televised live events. It would be basically in that. Would you be happy if you paid all this money just for a televised live event? Would you, Legion?
No, if it's just a standard thing, no, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Because if all the shows were on Peacock, that's one thing, but they're not. It's just the one show. Because like I said, it's like SmackDown, Raw, and NXT were all on the same program.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be an issue, but now it's just the one thing.
Yeah.
And they use it as a televised thing, like with commercials. They need to have it where, like, if you're paying the X amount, no commercials.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think I will say the one thing, we're going to talk about one of the matches here in a second. I do like how if there's a couple of NXT guys coming up. In fact, there's 3 coming up and a TNA guy as well, which we're going to talk here in a minute. And I wouldn't mind going forward if it's kind of a showcase for NXT, even TNA wrestlers as well. It's a 2-hour show and that, but they could have that. Even a champions versus champions match one day. I always enjoyed the pay-per-view Night of Champions and that back in the day, where every champion defend his title and that. So I always enjoyed that. So
I'm all for this. Like somebody from like the WWE main roster being on Saturday main event against, in this case, like tonight, or not tonight, Saturday.
Yeah.
Against somebody from NXT or TNA to showcase to the WWE audience who's never seen these people or doesn't watch NXT or TNA, see them like, oh, that person's on NXT or that person's on TNA. I gotta go watch this.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Let's talk. There's only 4 matches here. I don't think there'll be any more matches. There's only 4 matches here at the minute. Let's talk about what was added this week on Monday Night Raw. We're gonna have the Raw. The Raw. I keep calling them Raw. The World Tag Team Championship with the champions Dragon Lee and AJ Styles defending against Javon Evans and the TNA X Division champion Leon Slater. Can I say one thing? When AJ and Dragon Lee first teamed up, I was not feeling this, but it's slowly growing on me. Mind you as well, AJ is just phenomenal. And next year is his retirement as well, so it's going to be interesting to see how they do his retirement as well. So, and they're taking on the challenges. Javon Evans and Leon Slater have teamed before, I'm pretty sure, correctly in that. And Javon Evans just won the...
Before.
Was that? Sorry?
Sorry, it's like, I'm saying, I think I have, like, once before.
Once before. Like, Leon Slater, like, find out, is the current TNA champion, and now we know Javon Evans is the Iron Survivor. He won the Iron Survivor and had a championship. I don't know if it was for the title, if this was his championship opportunity, but he had a championship match against Obafemi on NXT yesterday and lost in that. So I don't know if that's his Iron Survivor thing in that, but I think next year Javon Evans, I think 2026 is going to be Javon Evans and that. So I'm not sure if he'll come the main, but I see him in NXT I see him dethroning Oba when Oba finally comes up to main, and then I think it's going to be a really good year. And that I don't see them winning the tag titles here off AJ and Dragon Lee, because that team is starting to warm up. And now what we had on Monday as well, if the Usos are reuniting, we're going to obviously get the Usos and AJ and Dragon Lee down the track and that. Your thoughts on this match? What do you think is going to happen here?
No, I agree with you on that. I don't think AJ or Dragon Lee are losing the titles, but this is going to heavily showcase who Javon Evans is, who Leon Slater is, to the extent of, like, people like they know the name, but they get to see them.
Yep.
Which I'm as you and a lot of people I don't know, I'm a huge fan of Javon Evans.
Yep.
Huge fan of him.
Yep.
And I'm looking forward to see what they're going to do in this match.
I'm going to try and be not be divisive in this, but I think he's a lot better version of what Ricochet could have been on main. Personally.
100%.
That's no disrespect. That's no disrespect to Ricochet as well, because
if you were to have a dream match and just pick anybody from any era, I wanted to pick the NXT version of Ricochet versus Javon Evans.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Beyond amazing.
Yep. Yeah. Let's get on to the next match. Just have a look at here. We got as a showcase match, we got Bayley versus Sol Ruka. Can I say one thing? Sol Ruka has the most innovative finisher I've ever seen, in that the Soul Crusher. Soul Snatcher. Sorry.
There you go. Yeah. But it's like a modified RKO in a sense.
And I know it's a bit out there, and wrestling tradition is. I don't think I've heard people complain about it, and that I'm surprised in that. Yeah. It's interesting to see where they're going with Bayley as well. Obviously, Bayley and Lyra, I think, have made their thoughts that they want to challenge for the NXT. Sorry, I keep calling it the NXT, the women's tag team title as well. So this is the first sighting people are going to see of Sol Ruka, and they're going to be very impressed as well. So, I nearly think Sol might win here. Like, Bayley will get distracted or something like that. Maybe Kabuki Warriors will come out and distract her and cost her, and that I obviously the safe choice is Bayley here, but I would not be surprised if Sol Ruka somehow gets a win, and I think maybe keep on continuing this. Bayley's got this sort of split personality, and we'll see a bit more of it. Maybe she'll turn even more darker and that. What are your thoughts on this match?
I was honestly thinking about it. Like, I was gonna say, like, Sol Ruka's should win this one.
Yeah.
In the end, she should win. Yes.
Yeah.
But I don't think she is. I think because if you've been watching, I don't know if you've been watching NXT lately.
I have been.
Apparently, she's been having. Yeah. She's been having a bit of a spat of sorts with Zarya.
Yep.
Because Zarya cost her the North American title.
Yep.
And cost her the Speed title.
Mm-hmm.
As well. Because she had to vacate it as well. So I'm guessing she's blaming Zarya or something.
Yeah.
So I have a feeling like Zarya's going to get involved, somehow distract, kind of distract Sol Ruka. And I'm guessing Ruka's going to back and hit Bayley in the face or something.
Yep.
And her split personality is going to kick into the bad Bayley and take advantage. And then Bayley's going to win it.
I think Bayley wouldn't be against losing to Sol, because I think Bayley understands the business and that. So yeah, I'm going to be interested to see how long this match goes for and how much they showcase Sol as well. Because see how
if something like that does happen, if something like that does happen, I'm gonna lose myself.
Yeah. Let's get on to what they've called the champion versus champion match. No, it's not for both titles as well, as someone put on the thing. It's the new NXT champion Obafemi versus the current WWE undisputed WWE champion. I know I said WWE 3 times. I apologise. Cody Rhodes. Can I say one thing? I don't think this match deserves to be on Saturday night's main event. I think this is, I wouldn't say WrestleMania level, but I'd say it's definitely one of the big 4 pay-per-views.
Like a Royal Rumble match.
A Royal Rumble, SummerSlam match, Survivor Series. It may be WrestleMania. I'm not playing down. I've said this before. When Oba comes to the main roster, look out. Like, people are going to see. How do you compare? What do you compare Obafemi to? Like he's the
best way to compare Obafemi would be a young, like the next big thing, Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, exactly. Like when Brock Lesnar.
That's what I was trying to think of. Like back in the day. Yeah.
Next.
That.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's the nice comparison.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I completely agree in that, and it's. I was really shocked that they announced this match as well. Like when they announced it, I thought, oh, maybe Ricky Saints is going to win, and then we'll have Cody and Ricky in that. So, but I don't think they can win either way with this. So I'm not. I would want Oba the win, but then in saying that, like if Cody wins, it was they're already burying Oba even before he gets on the main roster. I hope they don't talk like that. I think this is a lose-lose situation and that, so I think there might be interference here as well. So I don't know who will be interfering. Maybe we'll have Ricky Saints come out. It costs Oba. Maybe Drew for Cody and that. So I really want Oba to win, but I think Cody will win in that. So in this match, and I just hope it's like not a long match, like it's a nice short match as well. So that's just me. Matt, what are your thoughts on this match?
Honestly, I like just like before. Like I want to see him being pushed as to what he really is.
Yeah,
which is like a monster of sorts.
Mm-hmm.
He needs this win against against Cody just to solidify himself. Like squash Cody.
Yep.
Squash him.
Because
this way, pretty much this way, will say like, okay, he's coming to the main roster here, like imminently.
I think
either in this, like, if there's I think a triple threat match for the NXT title, it'll be either Ricky Saints or Javon Evans winning it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Do you see him at the Royal Rumble?
Who, Oba?
Yeah, Oba.
Yes.
Yep.
100%. Yes.
Yeah. It's just it's.
Yeah, and the only way Cody's going to win is if Ricky Saints or Javon Evans, in this case, one of the two,
I think
interferes.
I think it'd be more Ricky Saints because Ricky just turned heel on the recent NXT, and I don't think Javon would do it unless Ricky comes out, then Javon comes out to confront him, and they have the spat, and somehow cost Oba because he's looking over and that. So maybe something like that will happen as well.
Yeah.
And let's get it to the main event, the last match of John Cena's career. Did you also hear that John Cena just signed a 5-year deal to be WWE ambassador as well? We should have talked about it in the news and that. So
I haven't heard about that. I've seen many interviews that he had about something else, but not this.
Yeah, so he's still going to be with WWE, like in a ambassador style thing, which is I think suits him down to a T.
Kind of like a way Titus O'Neil is.
Yeah, basically in that. So yeah,
because he's still with the company, right?
I'm pretty sure I haven't looked at that, but anyway. So number one, do you think Gunther was the right man for John Cena's last match? Of that list of wrestlers.
In all honesty, after me thinking about it and going over the what we talked about earlier in our debate, yes, unfortunately, as much as I hate saying that, I think he is the right person.
Yeah,
because I think they are building that persona for him.
Can I ask you? This is off the top, and that what is Gunther's WrestleMania match currently?
Doesn't have. Currently, there is no. I don't think there is a rumored match.
Yeah, there is no. If Triple H somehow called you up one day and say, "Hey, Legion, we want you to book Gunther's WrestleMania WrestleMania match, who would you put him against?
Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, considering the rumor is Braun Breaker and CM Punk are going to be the world title, and Cody and Roman are going to be the WWE title. I would not be against.
Because I have a feeling that this is just me talking.
Yeah.
In my opinion, like the way the story's going to go, like Lesnar's kind of thinking that Gunther's encroaching on his territory as conqueror.
Yeah.
And he wants to pretty much put his foot down in a sense.
Would you see people cheering Lesnar, or would you see them cheering Gunther? Yeah.
I see them cheering Lesnar. 100%.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't mind. It was supposed to happen a few years ago. Gunther and Brock Lesnar, and that obviously there was a reason why it didn't happen. So,
I think, and then they brought in Goldberg.
Yep. So yeah, the last match. What do you think? For me, currently at the minute, I actually see Gunther winning as well, and not only winning, I see him tapping out John. I know as soon as they tease it, it's not going to happen, and that. But I think
the one thing Cena's never done in his career.
I mean,
as far as I know,
the last time he tapped out, I think, was in early on. It was Kurt Angle. He had a match with him in 2003. Is the only time he's tapped out. I'm pretty damn sure. It was at the October 2003 pay-per-view. I'm pretty sure he tapped out John Cena and that. So this is when John Cena was starting to become a good guy. Like, he was not much as a heel, like a tween at the time, a tweener and that. So, yeah, I see Gunther winning. It's going to be one of the greatest moments ever. After the match is when we're having a celebration and that. I really hope we can get the likes of Edge there. I know, obviously, he's contracted in AEW, but this is bigger than wrestling. And that if they can make it happen, I hope they make it happen. And that just to see him there. Who else that's not in the company was a John Cena opponent? I'm just trying to think. Edge is one.
Not with the company?
Yeah, not with the company and that. So John Cena, Edge is one. I think there's a room. Hopefully, Chris Jericho can be there, but I don't think they will, considering there's a rumor that he will be back in WWE. I just hope that they can, look beyond the fact that you're with that other company and that. Like, I would lose my crap if Edge showed up and that. So I don't know what you think and that. And what are your thoughts on this match as well? Do you think? Obviously, do you think Gunther is going to win?
Honestly, I do think they're going to have him go over. I said I was being honest with my debate. Like, I think that's what's going to happen. Is like Cena's going to put him over, and he's going to be pretty much be pushed as a quote unquote legend killer. I don't know what they're going to call it, but he's been retiring people.
I'm
Goldberg's
sure
the start.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll come up with a good name. Like, as you said, he retired Goldberg. And that now he's retired Cena. I mean, having those two on the list is something good and that. So yeah,
Goldberg pretty much the face of WCW.
Yep.
And then Cena the face of WWE.
So he needs to retire next. Who would be the ECW face? Rob Van Dam, I'm guessing, or Tommy Dreamer.
It would be. I want to say Paul Heyman, but
wrestling rise, like, I think it'd either be Rob Van Dam or Tommy Dreamer, personally, with me. Then he could retire the TNA face, which would be AJ Styles, or I'd love to see Gunther and Samoa Joe. I reckon that would be an amazing match.
No, I think Gunther will be retiring AJ.
Yeah,
maybe. Continue this. Continue this.
Yeah, maybe as well. Yeah. Anyway, that's what's happening at Saturday night's main event. We'll be. I think we're going to be not streaming it live, but we're going to do our reactions to the last match of Cena and Gunther, last match of John Cena and that. So I'm really looking forward to it and that. So before we do our goodbyes, let's get to the end of the year awards. Let's start off with the show of the year. I'm starting off here. As I said, for me it was hard to choose a good show from WWE. As I said, maybe Elimination Chamber, just for the pure fact as well of the Cena heel turn at the end was just amazing. Like, it was a good pay-per-view as well. We also had Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn on that match, which was just insane match as well. As far as TNA goes, it would be Genesis for me. Their match. I'm going to say one pay-per-view from each, and then I'm going to give you my ultimate winner, and that's so. The TNA Genesis, just basically because of Legion's reaction to Joe Henry winning the world title at the start of the year, was really just fun to witness and amaze as well. And Joe obviously has come along, but for me, the show of the year is AEW Full Gear that recently just happened. It was an incredible pay-per-view. Once again, a bit too long. Hopefully, they can start easing back the show, but I'll go to the matches there. There was an incredible. Any time where Joe wins the world title, it's an incredible main event, incredible match, and that. So I'll go with the other matches as well. Quickly, there are in fact 13 matches, including the pre-show had 4, and that. So we had the Timeless Love Bombs. By the way, I love the name of Tony Storm and Mina, and that winning a 4-way match to get to choose a stipulation. That we had FTR win the tag team titles. Ricochet winning the gauntlet match was really, and become the inaugural national champion. Kyle O'Reilly and John Moxley is a grueling match you need to go look at. No holds barred. Really like that. Mark Briscoe, who, I don't know, I'll become a huge fan of Mark Briscoe, winning the AW TNT championship. I nearly said something bad there. And then the reunition we had of the Elite as well, of Kenny Omega reuniting with the Young Bucks, and that was really... As Legion knows, I'm not a huge Kenny Omega fan, Elite fan, and that, but just to see the reaction that them joining back together, that was really cool. Then we had Chris Statlander beating Mercedes Moné, to deny her winning her 13th belt in that. That's why that is my pay-per-view of the year. Then we had Samoa Joe defeating Hangman Adam Page, who's been a really good champion as well. So that's my pay-per-view of the year. Legion, what was your pay-per-view of the year or premium live event of the year?
Mine was fairly recent. Yep. I'm going to have to go with Bound for Glory from TNA.
Ooh. Wow. We both chose non-WWE shows. Yes, we're very biased to WWE over here, aren't we?
I know, right? I'm a Fed, people. I'm a Fed.
But go on. Tell me about Bound for Glory.
Because the highlight of that night, I'm sorry to people who like freaking Mike Santana, but Hardys versus Team 3D. That was probably the match of the night. I'm sorry. Because that was like amazing, heart-wrenching, tears, the works. I literally cried at the end of that match. Because when you knew that when the match was about to end, you just knew.
Did you think that they were it was gonna be this special, considering how long the Hardys started in the 90s, so they're like 30 years in, and same with the Dudleys. I knew it was so yeah.
I knew it was gonna be special because those two had the best rivalry back in the day. Yeah, I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. There's been many tag team rivalries over the years, but that one right there, in my opinion, is the best rivalry. Hardys versus the Dudleys. I would, because they introduced chairs matches, tables matches. Yeah, they introduced the TLC match. Yep, along with Edge and Christian. Yep, it's like they what's the word I'm looking for? They revolutionized an era, the entire industry, and these two teams are iconic. Yep. And having the Hardys and Team 3D going at it one more time with or the Dudley Boys, I mean, if people don't recognize the name, that being their last match ever. And after the match, usually the wrestlers when they retire, they take off their boots of respect and lay them in the ring. They didn't do that. They took the boots off and gave them to the Hardys. That's the ultimate sign of respect. Yep. In the industry. You can't get any higher than that. I think I'll have to watch the match full. I did see the ending where they handed their boots over, and I thought it was a really nice moment, and that's yeah. Let's get on to our breakout / newcomer of the year. You're going first on this.
who's your newcomer breakout star of the year?
I'm gonna stick with TNA, and he's still fairly new to the company, but Nick Nemeth, formerly of Dolph Ziggler of WWE, he has just skyrocketed from being someone who didn't want the world title to holding the world title to feuding with the Hardys with his own brother, which is amazing. And he's just amazing.
He was the perfect he was the perfect fall to lose the title to Joe at the start of the year as well. So that match was really good as well. The match he had with Joe.
It was a nice way to push Joe.
Yeah,
and he's always been that kind of person. Yeah, always.
Mm-hmm. He's the modern day. Sorry to interrupt you, but he's just a modern day Ric Flair. Like, he can have a good match with anyone, and that. So,
and he knows how to sell.
Yeah, and he knows how to sell. So for me, were you done as well before I go on?
Oh yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
So it came to me down to two. Obviously, Penta, like the year he's had. Unfortunately, recently got injured, but he's back in that. So it came down to Penta. I didn't really have an AEW guy as well. I couldn't think of one that started there, unfortunately. But my breakout star newcomer of the year is Leon Slater, the TNA X Division title. You told me about him. I watched these matches and that, and I think, oh my goodness gracious me. He'll end up in either WWE or AEW really soon, I think. But for me, he's.
In all honesty, I don't think he should go anywhere. He needs to build his name first.
Yeah, I agree. For him as well, was it at Bound for Glory? He got the ultimate. Like, AJ Styles came out and built him up, didn't he?
Was it Bound for Glory or was it?
Or Slammiversary. It might have been Slammiversary. Sorry, Slammiversary. Yeah,
it might have been Slammiversary. Yeah, it was Slammiversary because I'm like, I don't remember that.
Yeah, no, but it was this year. Like AJ Styles, the face of TNA, and he's coming out, pumping up the tires of Leon Slater. Obviously, this guy is going to be something big later on, and that's so.
Yeah, because if anybody watched the TNA in the early days, in a way, if you think about it, Leon Slater was like a younger version, like what AJ Styles was back in the day. Yeah, like almost identical in almost every way.
Yep. All right. Let's get on to our female wrestler of the year. Okay, so the runner-up, and you're going to laugh at this as well. She nearly won it, but I thought, I've got to give it to this. My runner-up was Mercedes Moné, and that. But talk about.
You're right. I will laugh.
13. She's got 12 belts. Yes, I know it's in a profession where it's staged and that, but I know the belt collector gimmick has been done before by Kenny, Kurt. I can't think of anyone else. Can you think of anyone else off the top of it? Those are the two that come to mind. And that, but
I think those are the only two that come to mind. Yeah.
Yeah, but they have 12 belts. I thought, oh god, but she ultimately lost to me because we had a new staff that debuted in NXT last year and made her. She actually came to the main roster this year. It was Stephanie Valkyrie and that. And no, it's not because of the Devil's Kiss. I'm not on the level of Booker T when he ever sees the Devil's Kiss and that. But Stephanie not only held the NXT and the NXT North American Women's Champion at the same time. First woman to do that as well. But then debuts later on and then wins the Women's World title from Raw. And then wins the Crown Jewel Champion of Champions matches and that as well. So I never heard of Stephanie Valkyrie until this year. And in the ring, she's just an amazing wrestler for me as well. And yeah, I can't say much about her. And I think she's, for mine, female star of the year. What about you, Legion? Did you have the same or did you have someone different?
I have somebody different, actually.
Radio, go ahead.
Mine comes from down from NXT.
Oh, interesting.
She has been at least this past year. She's just been on a roll, and we'd actually talked about her earlier. Sol Ruka.
Okay, radio.
She's just like it all started with her, pretty much with her finishers, like, and with that she just took off. Everybody and it's her persona, her moveset. Everything she does is just perfect. and then her teaming up with Zarya. The freaking sky's the limit with her.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I see her coming up to the main roster here like imminently.
Do you Raw or SmackDown?
I'm thinking SmackDown.
I think she suits more SmackDown for me as well.
Yeah.
And that.
Yeah.
So.
And what was that? What was on SmackDown? The US title?
The US and the WWE Women's title. Yeah.
Yeah, I see her going for the Women's US title.
Yep.
Start off.
Yeah. If you're done, give us your male wrestler of the year.
Male wrestler of the year. This one, it should be in my opinion, it is no brainer. It's Javon Evans. He has impressed, I think, everybody this past year with because he's been feuding with Oba almost all year, and almost beat him almost every single match. And of course, feuding with Trick Williams, and he's main event level. He is main event level. He went from being literally a nobody last year to main eventing this year.
It really is. Yeah, go on. Sorry.
I'm saying, they strapped the rocket to him.
It really is. I think next year. Do you see him winning the world title on Raw or SmackDown?
I see him winning the.
I'm saying not next year, like in the future, and that. So
I see him at least winning the World Heavyweight Champion.
I mean, yeah, I could see that as well, and that. So Javon Evans, we got none the same. I'm really surprised as well. So wow. I did have Javon Evans in my final thinking about it. I also had Joe Henry, what he was able to accompany this year. These are my runner-ups as well. So Joe Henry, he was very close to second, but Joe Henry to win the TNA World title, then to be on the Royal Rumble, and then to be at WrestleMania as a TNA wrestler just shows how special he is.
Not just a TNA wrestler, but TNA World Champion.
TNA World Champion, yes. Number 2 was Hangman Adam Page. I just love the character development of him, from getting booed just to, he's nearly getting Austin-style pops here and that. And when he was their world champion, was really good as the world champion. I still think he's better chasing the title than with the title, and that's probably why.
I'll give him. Yeah, I'll give him this. He knows how to cut a promo,
and he does know how to cut a promo as well. But ultimately, my male wrestler of the year, and I don't think he'll win a world title next year, but I think he'll come very close to it. My male wrestler of the year is Dirty Dominic Mysterio. This guy's a heel, yet he is getting pops face guys. Like when he won the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania, he got one of the biggest pops of WrestleMania. And he's a heel. He's one of the only guys I know to be a heel and then become more heel when he turned on Rhea last year. One of my favourite moments ever for him basically they booed him even more on that. And then to win the Mega Championship this year and being the Intercontinental Champion. Yeah, go on.
I'm sorry. It's I don't know if you saw the media post after he turned on Rhea. There's posts saying, Dominic turned heel. How does a heel turn heel?
Yeah, how does a heel turn heel? I know you don't want this moment, but I think there is a time and place where we see him when Sami Zayn finally turned on the Bloodline and that pop was thunderous. Sorry for my phone. That's fine.
Okay.
You remember when Sami turned on the Bloodline and that pop was amazing at the Rumble?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I could see that happening with Judgment Day. I don't think it'll ever happen in that, but I see when Ray and Dom finally reconnect and that. I can see that pop being immense. Just the hug they'll go and that. I don't think it'll ever happen, but if they do, I think they'll get one of the biggest pops ever. And that,
if it's going to happen, it might happen at Mania because it's rumored that's going to be Ray's last match.
I could see, not that they'll do Judgment Day, but a beatdown of, just say Finn and JD, they throw the chair to Dominic, and we're just looking at them and just see the chair shot on JD, and Dom is just there holding it and just, face. I think the pop would be amazing, and that to see him.
Yeah, because
yeah,
I'm already with you saying that I'm already envisioning like both JD and Finn are holding Ray by his arms.
Yeah.
With Dom having the steel chair in his hand, he's like conflicted, and then hits JD like toward like because he's gonna go for the hip. Of course, JD's gonna block, but
yeah.
He's gonna hit JD, hit Finn.
I was thinking more of the lines of Ray's tied up in the ropes and like kind of like what happened with Sammy and Roman, and that like JD comes over and tells him to pull the trigger, and he just like an outer shot. All you just see is them both barking at Ray, and then all of a sudden Dom comes in, hits it, and then we get that. Anyway, we went off a bit of a tangent there. So anyway, that's that's my wrestler of the year, Dominic Mysterio. I think I think the sky's the limit for him in 2026. I would love to see him. Maybe not. This is more down to. I'm going to go on a tangent as well. Can you imagine in 2 to 3 years when Cody is a heel, and we have a face Dominic Mysterio challenging him for the title? I think the cheers will be immense. And that for Dom, and that if that was to happen, and that so yeah. Anyway, that's the end of the last show of the year. Yeah. I'll go with you, Legion. Do you have any thanks to say in that before we head off?
Just no. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I've had my tangent.
From myself and Legion, just thank you guys for giving up your time just to watch it. I know. Wow, everyone has a podcast these days and that, but for me, it's just always been a dream for me to talk about the thing I love, wrestling, and that like I grew up loving professional wrestling as it's called, and that. So thank you guys for. You might not agree with my opinions, you might agree with my opinions and that, but it's the one thing everyone can have an opinion in that, and. That I thank you guys for tuning in, and that we're going to be trying to do a lot more stuff in 2026. We're going to split from this channel to a new channel, and that in the future sometimes we'll let you know when and that. So we're going to try some more shorts here and there. Like we're going to try, if we can, this is going from Legion as well, we'll try and watch at least Raw we want to see every week, but we'll try, and that. I'll get back to the pay-per-views as well. Obviously, the Royal Rumble is going to be in Saudi this year, so it's going to be 3 a.m. for me, which I won't be getting up, but I'll be getting up really early. I'm going to watch the replay of that and hopefully join that. So, yeah. Anyway, here's Legion. I'm Sugar Ray. Thank you for joining us for the whole year. Our second year. Did we get renewed for another year?
I don't know. I got to talk to the producers. Oh, wait. That's me. Yes.
Yeah, so we'll see you next year as well. So we might do some more wrestling stuff as well. Like I said, we're coming up with ideas. If you guys have any ideas as well. But before we head off as well, there's 2 things as well. I've got a challenge for you. Because it's your time for the challenge as well.
Let's hear it.
I'm done being nice with you because you keep beating me in the predictions and that, so I'm done.
You can't blame me for Survivor Series. I'm 3 for 3.
I can and I will. My challenge to you is I want you to book the very first World Championship win for Omos.
Oh, you're asking for a near impossible, but I'll get it done.
I'm just saying world title. It doesn't have to be WWE title. It could be somewhere else title. I'm just saying, and that's so. Who his opponent? Just the feud and all that stuff. So yeah, and also the last question we'll ask you guys is with John Cena obviously retiring. What is your favorite moment from John Cena in a 23-year history? And think about this as well with John Cena. The class he came from: Shelton Benjamin, Randy Orton, Batista, Brock Lesnar. We talked about, how they talked about stables going into the WWE Hall of Fame and all that stuff. I think that class should go into the Hall of Fame and that as well. Obviously, we've had, we haven't had Lesnar. Have we had Batista in yet?
In the Hall of Fame?
Yeah,
No, I don't think so. I think it was supposed to be in a couple years ago, but I think something
I
happened.
still think like they should go individually, but that class as well, like that class, like I don't think there's been a better class in that.
Were they the last ones from OVW?
I'm pretty sure they were the last ones from OVW and that. So yeah. Anyway, thanks again, guys. Just stay tuned to Twitter here. We might even start up an SLS Twitter one as well. You can follow to know when we're going live for our shows and that. So we'll let you know live on my Twitter and that. So I hope all you guys have a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever the PC term is as well. Pretty sure I said them both. And I hope you guys have a happy and safe New Year as well. Until 2026.
Ho, ho, ho.
He is Legion.
Hi, there it is, right there.
And I'm Sugar Ray. Enjoy wrestling. See you in the new year. Bye-bye.
Bye.